Welcome to Pre-More RV Centered inside a brand new 2025 RPod 205. A brand new model for them we're really excited about. We were really excited when we saw it. We thought the design just made it an absolute off-grid kind of long travel machine. Kind of throws the eye a bit here. It looks like it may have a slide, but it doesn't. So it's very wide open, and the window coverage is absolutely astounding, especially to the campsite side. We're going to start just inside the door here as we come in. So we do have solar equipment here. Again, I mentioned being off-grid. We have 200 watts of standard solar, so you could upgrade and add another 200 watts at any point should you wish. And then we're going to have our standard switches for things like awnings and our interior and exterior lights just as we come in the door, things we want to have right away. And then we've got a couple of coat hooks here for you, so you've got somewhere to hang, again, the rain jacket and the light coat that you're going to bring with you camping. We love in this design. I should mention weight-wise, about 4840 is the dry weight on this particular unit with all the features to it. And then tip to tail, 25 feet. You've got about a 21-foot body here. What's great about this length is you get a private bedroom in a shorter length. So again, more of a rarity here. So if you do have friends and family occasionally, you have that separation. And you're getting a great big full queen bed with storage underneath here. You've got some pistons that will hold that bed up for you as well. So again, easy to unload and load. You'll notice here just underneath there some attachments for our standard vacuum cleaner in here, already built in for you. You've got great cross flow here, but the big one is our front acrylic window here, which is dual pane. This opens. So again, I mentioned being off grid. So again, if you don't necessarily want to bring a generator or maybe some bigger lithium batteries to cool the place, this allows you to quickly cool things off and keep that breeze coming across you at night. So you have the ability to drop down your bug screen here, but that whole window, which is about 4 feet wide, that will open up for you. It's got a nice tint to it as well, and then there's also a blackout shade. So really, really well set up to be, again, not in the middle of a campground necessarily plugged in. We've got a great CPAP area here on either side of the bed, or just general storage for your glass of water and your books at night. And then we've got a couple of hanging wardrobes here. Again, lots of storage underneath the bed. You've got power on both sides, USB and 120 volt. We are prepped here as well for a secondary TV, but I'll show you in a minute. Don't think you're going to need it here because they've really thought this one through. Great roller shades here on the windows as well. Really, really well done. And again, our two opposing doors here that can close off, and then we've got that privacy should we have guests, or if we just don't want to make our bed that morning and look at it. So as we come in here, I'm going to point out here the TV I mentioned. So this TV has such a swivel that you can actually swing it out, and you could actually watch it from bed. So, I mean, it would be a bit of obviously a distance, but it's possible to sit back and watch a movie if you wanted to. Great thing about this particular TV, again, we mentioned being off-grid, it is 12 volt. So you can run this off of multiple batteries and your solar as well. Great little features here. We've got the little drop-in lagoon tables, so you could choose to use one, both, or none, but very, very handy, especially if you just want to do a little bit of work or have a little bit of breakfast. And for some reason, if you didn't want to necessarily sit at the dinette, you have that option here. But what also gives you an option to do is to really sit with friends. So we'll highlight something here that's a neat little trick that we found when we saw this down at the open house recently that makes this, again, a great little conversation area. But the great thing here is it's also a small full hide bed. So you can pull this out for an extra guest once in a while, or should be last minute guest. You've always got somewhere for them to sleep. Great thing about this dinette, one, look at the massive window. So you've got just a huge window looking onto your campsite side. So again, if you have to be inside because the weather's turned or the bugs aren't cooperating, it's a very comfortable, enjoyable place to sit. You can still keep an eye on kind of your fire and everything that's happening outside, or just a quiet place to have breakfast in the morning. Great thing here is these particular pillows, or back dinette cushions, fit perfectly here. So now you can imagine if you had friends in, you've got a great natural conversation area where 4 people can kind of sit all in one area, be looking at each other, and have a great little spot in a unit that doesn't have a slide, which is you just do not see. So we thought that was just a great coincidence in this case, but really well done. This does drop down into a small bed here as well, and then we've got storage on both sides, which is easily accessible from the front through the doors, but also through the top. And then we've got storage above for smaller items, or for your guest, you could keep that one free. And then we do have 3 cabinets here above your pull-up bed as well. So you could keep, some extra sheets and things like that if it's a bed, but it's a great place to store games and books and everything else. We're going to have our monitor panel very handily right next to the couch here, so you can keep an eye on how full your tanks are, levels on batteries. You've got your water on-demand hot water tank here as well. Controls are just above as well. Water pump switches here. We've got thermostat as well, so we're standard with a nice large 15K AC, so this unit will cool very, very quickly. We've got a great, huge Furrion 12 volt 10 cubic foot fridge with an off-grid mode, so it's very good at sipping power once it's cold, so it's not going to be drawing a lot once it gets cold. And then we've got a great freezer here as well, so huge fridge, huge freezer. So again, if you want to be out there for a long period of time, you can really pack this full, make it quite efficient, and then not be running to have it to plug in anywhere to get power. Got lots of pantry space here. We're going to go back about 3 feet here. We've got a ton of places to keep things. Again, everywhere in this particular unit they've added storage. You've got that Asdel interior wall, so should you have a little spill in the kitchen, nothing to worry about. You can mop it up. You haven't done any damage to the wall boards. Again, cabinet starting here in our rear kitchen and then wrapping all the way around. So you've got just a ton of room for dishes. You've got 3 drawers here for cutlery. We have our 2-burner stovetop with the drop-down lid, so this forms a great backsplash. You've still got a hood fan, and then I love the fact that as a standard they have a convection microwave. So should you want to cook a chicken or something like that, you can do that very easily. Got a great little Bluetooth stereo here, so we've got some speakers inside and out. For a smaller unit without a slide, rarity that you get ducted air, but you have ducted air here. Easy access to our bathroom on the road, because again, we don't have that slide out. So again, great feature here. So lots of storage everywhere they can. You've got a huge shower stall for a smaller coach. You've got the great big 3-speed fan, which they've just upgraded for this year. Lots of hanging storage. And then you've got the mildew resistant acrylic shower curtain that pulls across, and lots of room around the toilet here as well. I love all the windows around this kitchen. So you can see your nice big sink. We've got the drop-in sink lid, which also doubles as a cutting board. And then all that fresh air that can come in here, again, especially as you're cooking here, if you're creating some heat. Great way to replenish the fresh air in here. And again, well lit. We've got just a ton of LED lights in here. So even a darker day like today, it is super bright. So it works equally well for just a couple. But again, if you've got kids or grandkids that might occasionally join you, again, you've got 2 separate beds here that you can quickly create should you need to. I'm going to take you outside now and show off some of the great amenities here. As we head down the stairs, we've got Lippert steady steps here. We've got our fold-away lend-a-hand, so very handy. We've got an update here on our exterior door. So again, we've got the glass door here, the hidden window here you can see, so we can still see out. I'm going to take you up front here, show off that beautiful acrylic window that opens. So again, big 4-foot wide window here. So you can imagine how much fresh air can pour through there. Here you have those back windows in the kitchen. So now you have, with your bedroom doors open, that full front to back and cross ventilation. So it really sets up well to be off grid. Again, not having that slide out, you're going to be able to get this into smaller areas, and being only 25 feet bumper to tongue, 21-foot body. Again, I'm going to fit on a lot of campsites they may already enjoy, and with a smaller coach or even something larger. We've got our standard power jack here. 2 20-pound tanks will be standard. We've got lots of room for, say, 2 6-volts to be off-grid, or lithium batteries should you wish to upgrade to those, or just 2 standard batteries would be a good way to go as well, just to start. We've got our little broadcaster here for our standard tire pressure monitor system. And we do have a battery cutoff switch, which is very handy with that solar. So when you're going into storage, you can just flip that switch. You've killed all the power going to the interior, but your batteries are still storing here. So we've got, again, just a wonderful amount of fresh light that's coming in here. You don't have to turn on a lot of lights. It's going to be nice and bright. So we're well equipped on the outside here. We've got pass-through storage. We've got hookups out here for lights as well as for USB. So should you need to charge something or device, another way to do it. We've got our spray port here, which I'll show you on the back. Standard with 30 amp service. And then we do have elements of a outside kitchen here for you. All the RPods will be standard with your slam latches here, so work really well. I loved how they integrated here the hidden RPod here into the graphic here. I thought that was pretty neat here, as they do each and every year. Bring in their classic frog logo here, doing some camping. And then we've got our awning run right from the door here, right past our kitchen. So it gives you a nice big area. That awning is going to come out a full 8 feet. So it's going to give you a nice big shaded area. Got a couple external speakers here. So you've got music you can enjoy outside. I love the new bronzed alloy wheels, again, cutting down on the maintenance in the future. And look at the size of that window. I mean, that's more than 4 feet wide in terms of a window. You just don't see that, especially window at a dinette looking onto your campsite. So we think people are absolutely going to love the views. You've got great height here, which I'll show you in the back. It's very handy when it comes to the plumbing. We've got our shelf here, which is removable. In the front pass-through compartment there. We do have a standard griddle, so you've got a griddle that can integrate here. You can swap those in terms of position. Then just below, we do have our propane connection here, so you could again hook up a barbecue, use the griddle, multiple different options there. You've got inlet for the spray port here, so we've got hot and cold water. So again, you can set up a bit of a wash station here as well. We've got a plug in here if you wanted to maybe have an induction burner, maybe do a bit of a lobster boil, things like that outside. Great for that one. Easy access to our on-demand hot water tank, so kind of an endless supply of hot water. You've got huge jacks, so one on each corner. And again, our windows start on the side here of our kitchen, wrap right around the back, so you've got a great airflow into the kitchen. Want to highlight here, you've got a great hitch here on the back, so kind of ready for that bike rack for maybe e-bikes or regular bikes, or just a slide-in rack if you want to carry a generator or firewood off the back. So lots of options there in the future. And then standard with the Lippert detachable ladder hookup here, so if you ever want to add a ladder, it's ready to go. And then we also have our backup camera setup all ready to go should you wish to add one. So again, everything is easy to get to. Your undercarriage here is fully enclosed. You've got forced air heat into those areas, so you know that you can take deep into the season, certainly touching into December in many areas, including ours, should you wish to take it that long. You're going to notice here, great height. So you've got just a huge amount of height here. They've got the plumbing tucked nice enough high for you. So one, a little easier at the dump station, and two, again, you're going to make sure that you're coming into the campsite, you're not going to have that issue as well. You've got Asdel backing your fiberglass walls here. So again, it's going to look the same in 5 and 10 years as it does now, because it's not going to be able to absorb water, and then you're not going to see delamination. You've got a black tank flush standard here. We've got motion lights here, so at night you can see what you're doing if you want to check on things or if you need to pull any valves. We've got our outlet for a furnace on the back side, which I always appreciate. You've got the opposing window to that large window at your dinette here, so you've got cross flow in the main area of the coach. And then we've got your emergency exit window here on the back side, again, which is one you can get some airflow to. We've got our on-site water connection, and then we have our onboard water tank. So we can quickly and easily fill that up when we get to the campsite if we don't want to carry that water weight with us, or certainly carry a few gallons on the road as well. We'd invite you to our Primo RV Center to come have a look at this brand new, just arrived 2025 RPod 205.